One great time. Oh, hello, Louisa.
Hello, David, dear. I simply had to steal away from the festivities. My feet, you know. All those dances with your future father-in-law.
Yes, I noticed you and Mr. Kilburn hit it off famously.
Didn't we, though? I laughed at all of his jokes and spent one entire waltz talking nothing but tobacco. He loved it.
Yeah, I'm sure he did, especially since he's in textiles.
Oh, well, does it matter? I mean, they're both so southern.
Oh, here you are, David. Have Eunice and her father left yet?
Yes, Martha, I just saw them to their car.
Oh, she's enchanting, dear. You're a very lucky boy.
Yes, guess I am.
Oh my, it's getting late. David, would you be a dear and tell my chauffeur to bring my car around?
Certainly, Louisa, right away.
Martha, I simply have to ask you, don't you think Mr. Kilburn is, well, awfully rugged?
Well, he is sort of self-made, but Eunice is most attractive.
And of course he is rather well off.
I read that he has money that the government hasn't even printed yet.
Yes, I looked him up in Dun and Bradstreet. I had insomnia the other night. I keep a copy on my night table with my astrological chart. My dear, did I tell you what the stars said I had in store for me today?
Yes, Louisa, incessantly.
Oh. Well, the day's almost over and nothing's happened to me so far. My dear, how does Celia do it?
Oh, I don't think Celia had anything to do with it. I mean, David met Eunice at a prom, and...
I don't mean that. I mean, run this gigantic house so beautifully. Get servants. What's more important, keep servants.
Oh, are you having trouble again?
And the judge and I are so cooperative. In fact, he's a little too cooperative. Last week, it was the cook. Today, the maid.
Yes, I thought I saw you eyeing the help with an acquisitive gleam.
Darling, steal a servant, and from Celia, why, that's the lowest. No, I just don't see how she does it. She entertains so effortlessly.
Oh, Celia adores to entertain. Play queen to our little set.
It is so reassuring to know that somewhere in the world the old traditions are treasured still.
Ah, well, I feel sure that up here the ghosts of the old patroons go bowling on the village green every night.
Oh, I should love to see them. Martha, you don't think it could have anything to do with Mr. Kilburn's financial status? David's engagement, I mean.
Oh, no, it has nothing to do with money and everything to do with love.
Love? Oh, yes, you always were such a romantic. The judge and I were trying to figure out how she's managed all these years, taxes being what they are. Why, we're considering turning our home into a museum to avoid them.
The car's outside, Louisa.
Oh, thank you, David, dear. I so hate to see a lovely evening break up, but I'll go get my things. Sheer agony, dear, but I suppose they're stylish. I swear from now on I shall buy my size. Such a shame you and Eunice won't be living here. She'd be such an addition. New blood, you know. Of course, it does seem extraordinary. Her father doesn't know any of my friends in Charleston. Oh, Celia, all alone in this great barn of a house.
Can you imagine Mother anywhere else?
No, but why should I? This is her home and the memories. Oh, tonight was so like the old days. I kept remembering your engagement party. Watching David tonight, I had to convince myself it wasn't years ago and he wasn't Bart. He is so like his father, isn't he?
Yes, Louisa. Very much like him.
And to think, the poor boy wasn't much older than David when he died. But I mustn't be morbid on such a joyous occasion. Thank you again. Such a lovely time.
Well, give our best to the judge and tell him we're sorry he couldn't make it.
As a matter of fact, he came downstairs all dressed to go. But he took one look at me and marched right back upstairs. It's my energy, I guess. Dr. Peter says I'm just full of natural juices. I should have never married a man so much older.
Louisa, you and the judge have been happily married for for years.
Yes, we have, haven't we? And I'm really very naughty to complain. Well, I mustn't keep my driver waiting any longer. He's so temperamental. Martha, dear, would you like a lift?
Oh, no, thank you. I have my car.
Very well, then. Thank you again, Celia. Congratulations, David. No, don't bother to show me out. soon, darlings.
Now, David, please is all right. It's just all those natural juices.
Oh, plus the fact that she can never wait to hear what she has to say.
She's even more of a museum piece than the rest of them. I tell you,
Here we
this
go
archaic
again,
look-
Martha. My son insists I'm living at a breeding place from a...
I think that depends, Mr. Granger, on what you're looking for a refuge from.
It's Louisa and Martha. Mother's in the garden. Nora, I'm not seeing anybody today.
Very well, sir.
Oh, hello. Is Mrs. Granger at home?
Yes, I think she's working in the garden, madam.
In the garden on such a foul day? I'm Mrs. Brand. Who are you?
I'm Nora, Mrs. Brand.
You're new, aren't you?
Yes, I came here day before yesterday.
Oh my, well, there's nothing like picking up the pieces and just starting all over now, is there?
I'll go tell Mrs. Granger you're here.
Oh, don't bother. For years I was employed at the Fulton Fish Market. It's me, Martha! Yeah, she must have heard that.
Darling, I heard that in West Point.
Will there be anything else?
No, thank you.
My, such a pretty girl. Youth and beauty. Now there's a parlay I don't like.
Yes, I've been sitting in soft lights myself.
I just don't see how Celia does it. If I just call an employment agency, they practically hang up on me. And when you think of what happened to the last maid here, it's too horrible. You know, the judge was most upset. He'd given her a lift from the village just last week, said she was most vivacious. Of course, he would.
Now remember, Louisa, you promised to show your face and depart. I came to talk to Celia about something personal.
I only tagged along because she's been absolutely incommunicado, even to me. And I think she should be reassured her friends are still, well, her friends.
Well, is there any reason she should doubt it?
That article yesterday in the village paper made me so cross, I just hurled it across the room.
I didn't read it.
Oh, I saved you a copy. Really, even if they are getting special consideration, why not? They're the Grangers.
Louisa, leave your coat on. And this minute that you're staying, will you try to keep it tactful?
Martha, Louisa.
Oh, hello, dear. How's the great outdoors?
November-ish, but I wanted to get some work done before the fall settled.
My dear, you look simply wonderful. It's remarkable. I know I'd be a wreck if I survived such an ordeal, but please put those evil-looking things down.
I was just tracking down reporters in the underbrush.
I don't blame you. That village paper, really.
I met Louisa at the post office. She wanted to stop by for a second. Incidentally, your mail hadn't been picked up.
Oh, thank you, Martha. Marino should have gone in for it. How about some tea or drink?
Oh, I'd love some. God, but I did promise, didn't I?
Yes, Louisa.
Well, I just wanted to see you and let you know if there's anything any of us can do. You'll let us know.
Thank you, dear. Of course I shall.
Oh, and this little book. I know you don't feel about astrology the way I do, but it's been such a help to me. The night that awful thing happened, we really could have expected it. You see, Mars was crossing Mercury on his way to Venus. Of course, the outlook is none too bright.
Why? Is he still en route?
Yes, and he won't get there for 2 more days. Anything could happen. But, as the judge always says, forewarned is forearmed.
Well, tell the judge we'll be on guard.
Well, I'll be running along. Martha's furious because I came in the first place. Oh, darling, perhaps you should close up the house and go away for a while. You wouldn't have to worry about your staff. I mean, I'd arrange for them.
Louisa, I couldn't impose upon you.
Darling, what are friends for? Well, I'll be running along. Oh, and you're coming tomorrow night, you and David?
Tomorrow? Oh, your anniversary party. Certainly, we always do.
See you all tomorrow night, then. My dear, it's just so relieving to see you looking so usual. Call me if you want anything. Oh, by the way, I've got a new number. Somehow the other one got out, and people were calling the judge at all hours of the night. Now, if I can remember...
I have it. I'll give it to her.
Yes. Thank you, Martha. Of course, nobody ever calls me anyway. Thank goodness I'm not sensitive.
Oh, it'll be a damn sight better even being at her house tomorrow night than sitting here thinking. You know, besides, she promised to only have Earth people this time, nobody from outer space.
Well, I don't want to go. I simply feel I should to show people I am as